Hello and welcome to the next minor region preview video. We're going to cover the LJL, Japan. We're going to go over the imports and then just a quick recap of who I think is notable on each team and just do a rough prediction on who will represent the LJL internationally. So, SoftBank Hawks signed Vista. Vista is from HLE. He was their support. Put up a 1.9 KDA, 67.3 KP, 2.31 vision score per minute. 1.59 vision, 1.959 wards placed per minute. Would clear a ward every other minute and place a vision ward once every 4 minutes. He played 15 champions in 46 games for HLE last year. Vista, I mean, it's hard to really gauge. I think he's a role swapped AD carry at heart. And HLE were a tire fire last year. All of them were. So for him to, I mean, he's like everybody else. Samdi, the 80 carries in Latin America, Onfleeks in Latin America. I mean, the top laner, Dudu, is on a bad team in the LCK. And then Karis was able to be the last mid laner signed. So really, HLE ended up just being spread apart and ended up going to some pretty sus situations. DFM bring back Arya in mid. Arya had played for them in the past. 3.3 KDA, 8 CS per minute, 57.6 KP, 395 damage per minute, 22.9 damage share, 21.1 gold share, 4 solo kills in 29 games, played 11 champions in the LCK with KT Rolster in spring, lost his job to Vikla, and then in summer only played a single-digit amount of games before he was replaced by Vikla and didn't end up playing the rest of the split. So Arya returns to DFM. I think he played with them in 2021 and last year tried to go back to Korea and get an opportunity and it didn't go well. A big LeBlanc player. LeBlanc and TF really stick out to me as two champions he played a lot, and these numbers are very, very lackluster. 8 CS per minute in mid, that's worse than a lot of top laners. It's average top laner CS, so he's losing probably most of his matchups in mid lane. Doesn't deal a lot of damage. Doesn't get a lot of gold. I mean, really struggling. But in Japan, maybe good enough. Sengoku Gaming, Loken joins. He played in the LPL in 2021. Did not play last year. At 80 carry, 4.1 KDA, 9.2 CS per minute, 64 KP, 468 damage per minute, 24.2 damage share, 23.5 gold share. Played 9 champions, 32 games. Is a veteran. I think 20, maybe this will be his, he'll turn 25 years old. But he's solid. And in the LJL, he may end up becoming the second best 80 carry almost immediately. There are a couple 80 carries, though, from Korea that have come over this year, so it will be competitive. And he did take a year off, so there's that. Reaperd, yes, Reaperd, longtime C9 coach, 100 Thieves coach, is the coach of Sengoku Gaming. Went 171 and 72 as a head coach in the LCS. So he has been around the block, also a former player in the LCK. And this is his squad. So honestly, I think Sengoku Gaming have a really good chance of being competitive, and we'll get to that. Last year they were second, so I guess it's really not all that surprising. Fennel, a new team. They bought out Rascal Jesters, and they're spending money. Tana, a Korean import that played in TCL last year, did solid, did above average in Turkey, and I imagine will do the same in Japan. 3.6 KDA, 8.2 CS per minute, 63.1 KP, dealt 512 damage per minute, 25.8% of his team's damage, 21.6 gold share, 7 solo kills in 19 games, played 13 champions. Definitely played a lot of different stuff over in Turkey and got away with it. Probably does the same in Japan and gets away with it. Fennel really didn't hesitate to try and add some Korean imports. Leo last played more than a single-digit amount of games in 2021 in the LCK. Had a 4.6 KDA, 9 CS per minute, 72.7 KP. These numbers aren't great. The KP is good, like almost 3 out of every 4 kills he's involved in. So they fought around him. Problem is he was more often than not behind in his lane. 512 damage per minute, 27.7 damage share, 23.7 gold share. 3 solo kills in 46 games, played 9 champions. I believe he played for Africa at one point. Maybe even T1. The third edition is a Japanese player that played in Oceania last year for Order. He played at MSI. Corporal, the support, had a 4.7 KDA, 72.8 KP with order in summer. A team that definitely was competitive and, like I said, went to MSI, but then in summer was, a valid team. 2.32 vision score per minute, 1.31 wards placed per minute. Would clear 1 ward every 3 minutes and place a ward every 3 minutes roughly. 13 champions in 21 games, has a wide champion pool. Order was very, very freewheeling when it came to play whatever you want and see what sticks. And that was kind of the vibe we got going into MSI, and they just continued that through summer. ASICS Esports, I think, added Hoglet. These stats are from 2021 in Japan. He played in Latin America last year and didn't play more than a single-digit amount of games. Had a 2.6 KDA, 6 CS per minute, 71.9 KP in Japan. Very carry-oriented numbers. Obviously, though, in 2021, it was a different meta. 422 damage per minute, 21.4 damage share, 20% gold share. I mean, 21.4 damage share is almost roughly 8% higher than the average, probably, from 2022. 6 solo kills in 15 games, played 6 champions. Alongside him is Cheoni. Cheoni was the backup 80 carry for HLE last year behind Samdi. They played 14 games and struggled with a 2 KDA, 9 CS per minute, 65.6 KP. Dealt only 368 damage per minute, but that still was 25.5% of the team's damage. Very lackluster. 24.2 gold share, 1 solo kill in 14 games, played 6 champions. Lastly is Burning Core. They added CAD. CAD's numbers are from Challenger in 2021. They have kicked around since then, had an opportunity at the LCK. However, they still didn't play over a single-digit amount of games ever since Challenger in 2021. And these numbers really aren't great when you take into account they were at a lower level of play. Challenger and LJL is probably close it's probably close. So 2.2 KDA, 5.7 CS per minute, 62% KP as a jungler. Pretty bad, in my opinion. 228 damage per minute, 13.1 damage share, 18.2 gold share, 2 solo kills, 19 games, played 8 champions. So Burning Core, and then this segues actually. Burning Core and V3 Esports, or V3 Gaming, are the two teams I don't really know many players on there. Like CAD is the only player I know, and I'm not really too hot on their stats. So honestly, would I know about them if I didn't have to put their stats down right now? No. So if you're a fan of one of those two teams, sell them down below. If you're a fan of the LJL, sell these teams down below and, give your vibe for how you think it's going to go. Is it just going to be DFM again or not? ASICS has Eno, Hoglet, and Cheoni. I kind of recognize Eno. And then you got Hoglet and Cheoni, which I knew about through the project. Crest Gaming Act, Nap, and Honey are two players that I recognize. Now, Crest Gaming Act just kind of threw their roster together recently, so I don't think they're going to be all that impactful. DFM, Eevee, now with Heretics. So they brought up their Academy top laner. We'll see how that goes. But still, the other 4 players from this dynasty they've had in Japan are still around. Making sure the cat's not jumping on my chair. I have food on the table here. Steel, Arya, Utapon, and Harp still around. I expect DFM to be extremely competitive. Fennel, we have the 3 additions, Tana, Leo, and Corporal. I think all 3 are going to be impactful for them. SoftBank Hawks, they have Blank, yes, former T1 Blank, has been in Japan for the last few years, and I think is now a resident, I believe. I think they've changed their residency to Japan. Dasher in mid, and then Vista. I think that team has a good core. And then Sengoku Gaming. Every role has a player I recognize. Paz, Once, Jet, Loken, and Enti. I think all 5 of those players are players that I recognize, and that matters because Paz has been, I think he's been like the second best Japanese top laner behind Eevee for a long time. And now with Eevee out of the picture, Tana, I guess, could possibly take the role as just top laner outright, even though he's Korean. But I think Sengoku Gaming is going to be really impactful. So honestly, if I had to choose, I think Sengoku Gaming might end up going to MSI in spring. Reapered is a great coach, and I think that these players, they play towards the top side of the rift, they might be able to take advantage of DFM. And Arya did not look good in the LCK, and I don't know if he returns to form or not in Japan. And if he's better than Dasher. But then again, I mean Jet. But then again, I have not watched a lot of Japanese games. So if you have, comment down below with your opinions. Like the video if you like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube member. And thank you for watching.